Yo, and hello, and welcome to the 79th episode of GameSpeak Podcast. New episodes go up for free every Wednesday in audio format on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, Spotify, and all of your favorite podcast directories, and in video format on YouTube, so you can see us in stunning HD. This show is two childhood BFFs bringing you all things video games. You can find us online at createforsanity.com, where you can listen to episodes, subscribe for behind-the-scenes news, read radical articles, and buy sick t-shirts from our shop. Also, be sure to join the community in the Facebook group at facebook.com/groups/GameSpeakPodcast to hang and talk games with other nerds like us. I'm one of your hosts, Jamal Aljaafreh, alongside Brent Bass.
What's up, man?
What's going on, dude?
Oh, man, you know.
You like that, like, her anime character?
I did.
Start?
It was like, you know, the painful,
like,
recovery anime, you know? Like you just got hit by a Kamea blast or something, and you're like,
Goku!
I won't give up.
Ha ha ha. Give up, fool.
What you been up to, man?
Oh, dude. Nothing. So last week we did our our like superhero games that need to be made.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't very fresh up on my superhero stuff because I haven't been on it for a while. I've been very reluctant to get into like the Marvel universe and all that stuff, like the cinematic universe.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But the night after we published that episode, I started watching like from the very beginning. I watched Iron Man and Thor, and then tomorrow I'm probably gonna watch Captain America, the First Avenger. All this for the first time.
Awesome.
So now I feel like...
So you're working your way through the Marvel... Are you watching them in, like, chronological order?
Yeah. Or in order as they came out, you know?
Cool, yeah.
So, like...
Worth doing.
I feel like it's actually pretty good, you know? It's, like,
it's not
pretty
bad.
Interesting.
You should definitely check out the Netflix Marvel shows that they're putting out. They're pretty good.
Are they, like, separate from the movie?
They exist
universe?
in the same universe, but they they reference it sometimes. Like they'll be like, "Oh, the Avengers, blah blah blah," you know. But they apart from that, you don't really. There's no crossover.
Well, that's kind of lame.
I mean, it's got its own thing going on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like there's a bunch of shows. I kind of want to see The Punisher, but
you gotta watch Daredevil before you watch The Punisher.
Okay.
You absolutely must watch Daredevil Season 2 before you watch The Punisher. But you gotta watch Daredevil Season 1 before you watch Daredevil Season 2. So, I mean...
So, basically, I gotta start from the bottom.
You gotta start from the bottom.
That's fine. It's a bunch of shit to watch. But, I mean, like, the last thing I watched, like, TV show with superheroes was Smallville. And I love Smallville, dude. Nothing's gonna top Smallville for me.
I just got done watching the Iron Fist Season 2, and the end was so weird. Like,
I heard Iron Fist sucks. Like, or it sucks because everybody's saying
suck.
It's like it doesn't follow the comics or something like
that. It follows the comics, and it doesn't anymore. Now it doesn't follow the comics after the end of Season 2. But up until this point, a lot of people were pissed because they're like, well, why didn't you make the main character Asian? The show's about, like, Asia and blah, 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 and he comes from Kunlun. It's like, dude, it's like, in the comic books, he's a freaking white guy, I'm pretty sure. Like, his name is Danny Rand, you know what I mean? And he's, like, this little white kid. Like, I don't know. I don't know what the people want, you know? So, like, I don't want to spoil anything, but... Well, I don't want to spoil anything in case you want to watch it, but
yeah, because I'm gonna go through and watch all the shows. I mean,
that
I'm watching the movies.
Let me just say the ending of Season 2 is weird as hell, and I don't know if I like it or not. You know what I mean?
I don't condone. No. Cool. So what you been up to?
Just watching Iron Fist and playing video games.
Say it. Just not Iron Fist, but
not much other than that, really.
I like that. It was a good week, you know, like having something to like
very relaxing week.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've been like I want to get deep in the lore of something, you know, or like I want to watch something that has like a continuation. I was so desperate, in fact, that I almost watched Twilight.
Oh shit!
Dude, I was like, I need something. And then my brother was like, why don't you just watch the Marvel movies? I'm like, oh, fuck, I forgot they exist. And I'm very, like, not about that, but I'm okay with this. That's better than Twilight, you know?
They get better and better as they go on. Like, as they come out, you can tell they have a, like, higher production value, you know what I mean? Like, they all have a huge production value, but, like, you can just tell that it gets, like, I don't know.
That it gets better.
I'm pretty sure Disney didn't own them when like the Iron Man movies were coming out. I could be wrong about that.
No, I don't think they did.
You know what I mean?
It was a long time ago.
After Disney bought Marvel, like the movies started getting like really epic.
Apparently, Captain America: The First Avenger is where it starts getting really good. Like, at least that's what everyone online is saying.
Interesting. Well, either way, that's cool.
Yeah, stoked. Anyway, so let's jump into the news. Just so you guys know, we are using articles from gaming news sites from around the web, and we do not claim any of the material as our own. Not one little bit of it, except for the commentary that we're giving on these articles. So
we have a whole lot of news this week, guys.
I know, dude.
It's insane.
Save it, if you do have the Switch stuff or the Nintendo Direct stuff down, just save it for the last thing.
Okay.
Like that way we can get deep in it.
But even without that, there's a lot of news.
Yeah, exactly.
So, bear with us, guys. This might be a slightly longer news segment than you're used to,
Don't bear with us. Join
us on this
join
journey.
us on this great journey, because honestly the news is some of the
like
best part.
Yeah, no, definitely.
I like it when there's a lot of news because
Me too.
It's always good. Never, I'm lying. Okay, but
always good. Never anything bad.
I'll start us off. So Insomniac Games has announced that PS4's Spider-Man is getting a new Game Plus mode. The developer revealed that a team is currently working on the mode via a tweet. New Game Plus will allow you to replay through Spider-Man with all of the wall crawler's abilities and skills that have been unlocked in a previous save. Although it has been confirmed for this game, most New Game Plus modes also increase enemies' health and damage output, or it hasn't been confirmed. A few, like the one in Batman Arkham Knight, even make minor changes to certain cutscenes and add late-game enemies to the earlier fights. Insomniac doesn't have an estimate for the New Game Plus mode's release date yet.
I'm generally not interested in New Game Plus modes, but I think I might want to run through Spider-Man one more time,
Yeah. Sounds like a good idea. New Games Plus, though, that's just not my thing. I'm just not feeling that.
I just want a new game.
Yeah, no, I feel that.
Go ahead and give me the number 2. So let's see. It appears Fallout and Elder Scrolls studio Bethesda is among the development companies that have been briefed on the next wave of video game consoles. Bethesda marketing executive Pete Hine said in an interview that he knows, quote, some stuff about the new systems.
Shit.
I know, right? But he can't share any of the details yet. Quote, I'm curious to see what it looks like and how it's different, he told The Telegraph. I'm privy to some stuff, which obviously I can't really talk about, but there's also a lot that I'm not sure on what it's going to look like. He keeps saying that he really wants to know what it's going to look like. And more importantly, how big a shift we can expect. Hines said that there is an easy-to-see shift in graphics quality between Xbox PS2 era and Xbox 360 PS3 because it was from the old way to high definition. That kind of upgrade was so dramatic, Hines said, but the change between Xbox 360 PS3 and Xbox One PS4 wasn't as dramatic, he said.
I notice it now, though.
Yeah, definitely.
Time.
He said the graphics folks that are super into it can certainly tell. But to the average consumer, they were like, okay, it still looks good, Hines explained. How much of that will change with the next consoles? I don't know, Hines said. The rest of it doesn't matter to me because I'm not drawing art or coding or designing. What really matters is what the developers think. What do they need, and what are the kind of power and features they are looking for? So, in case you were wanting a little insight from old Petey, In
case you wanted no information at all, except for the fact that he doesn't know.
He claims to know.
He's like, I'm privy to some things, but most things, I have no idea. But anyways, Bethesda, since we're already here,
Yeah, might as well.
They plan to release free DLC for Fallout 76 to keep people coming back as part of the game's larger games as service model. But how long will the game last? According to Bethesda marketing executive Pete Hines, same dude,
same dude,
very privy to this, until the end of time. Is what he said. Forever, he told Metro when asked how long he envisions Fallout 76 lasting. Quote, I'm not being ironic. Like, forever. Part of the reason Hines said he believes this is possible is because other Bethesda games like Fallout 4 and Skyrim have remained incredibly popular years after launch. And those titles didn't have as much of an online focus as Fallout 76. Quote, other people have said, is your timeline for Fallout 76 2 years or 5 years? And I said, well, they're still playing Morrowind, and you go online and look at how many people are playing Fallout 4 and Skyrim, Hines said. Those games have been out for 4 and 7 years, and there are literally hundreds of thousands of people playing those games every single day, every single month. He is very confident.
Well, he's not lying, though.
He's not, but with Fallout 76, I feel like he's jumping the gun with this confidence talk.
Oh, yeah. How are you going to say it's going to last forever? That means you got to keep the servers up forever. You know what I mean?
And then the day that it does shut down, people are going to go back and pull this and, just fucking blast it everywhere.
Well, I'll go ahead and finish off the Bethesda stuff. Let's see.
Let's hear.
When Bethesda announced the spin-off Wolfenstein Youngblood at E3 this year.
Youngblood.
You might have wondered if Wolfenstein 2, The New Colossus, was the end of the story for series protagonist BJ Blazkowicz.
I did not.
If you did, your worries are misplaced. Wolfenstein 3 is coming. Bethesda Vice President of Global Marketing and Communications, Pete Hines, old Petey.
God, this
is the same interview. He told Metro. I think all these came from the same Metro
We
interview.
Just broke it up into different news.
Yeah. So
it is all news.
In a recent interview, blah, 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 blah. Absolutely, we're making a Wolfenstein 3, he said. They said on stage that they're taking a break from the larger story to do Wolfenstein Youngblood, but we all have to see how that ends, said Petey Boy.
Petey Boy, is that his new name?
That's his new name.
Petey Boy Hines.
Petey Boy Hines.
He's like, you bet your bottom dollar, bucko. We got a Wolfenstein 3 coming your way. One of those 50s salesmen.
He's just twirling a cane, got a monocle. He's polishing all of them.
We've got games that have been out for 7 years.
This game's gonna last you for all time.
How long has your parents been alive? A long time, huh, sonny boy? Well, I'll tell you what. They're gonna last just as long in Fallout 76. This is oh boy. No, Rockstar Games has updated the game's website. Has updated the game's website to include new information on the quote frontiers, cities, and towns that players will find in the upcoming Western. It appears there will be a great diversity of locations in Red Dead Redemption 2. One of the locations is Valentine, in the heartlands of New Hanover. This is a raucous, rough, and tumble down featuring livestock auctions. These auctions attract traders, ranchers, cowboys, gamblers, outlaws, and prostitutes from far and wide, all looking to make some money, raise some hell, and have a good time. Another location is Annisburg in Roanoke Ridge, New Hanover. This is a mining town next to the Allahatchie River. Working conditions are terrible for little play, and many men have lost their lives down the pit, reads a line from the town's description. Players can also travel to a city called St. Denis in a different region called Lemoyne, described as a bustling city. The region is populated with businessmen, socialites, sailors, laborers, beggars, and thieves living together. There are also snowy regions like the Grizzlies in Ambarino, as well as a bayou town called Lagros with alligators in the water.
I don't know, dude. I think this game's going to be dope.
Yeah, it's going to be just dope.
When is this coming out? Next month? Or is it?
Didn't it get pushed back or something?
I don't know.
No, it is coming out next month. I think you're right.
I'm genuinely excited.
It comes out the month before Battlefield 5. That's all I know. Battlefield 5 got pushed back.
Ain't nobody care about that. No, I'm just kidding.
You don't care about Battlefield, dude? No, I'm just kidding.
I don't know. It's probably going to be good. It's probably going to be really good.
No, they said it was going to be bad. They did. That's why.
Who said it?
Oh, DICE. They were like, we're pushing this back because we suck. No, I'm just kidding. That's not part of the news.
DICE says Battlefield sucks. No. The next free Sea of Thieves expansion, Forsaken Shores, is not going to launch on time. In a blog post, developer Rare said the expansion will now launch on September 27th, which is about 1 week later than its previously announced September 19th date.
3 gamers were concerned.
Rare did not reveal a specific reason for the delay, but the UK studio said in its blog post that the extra time will help the team deliver a, quote, stable, polished, and bug-free experience.
I like that.
Yeah.
It's fun-free, too.
What you got?
Breaking with tradition, this year's Call of Duty Black Ops 4 does not feature a traditional campaign. But why? Treyarch designer-director David Vonderhaar and studio head Dan Bunting answer that question in a new video from Game Informer. Quote, development is a journey. Studio head
That's just it.
Dan Bunting said, we try a lot of different ideas and a lot of different things. The game that we are making has evolved over time, and that's just a part of development. I can't remember a single game that we've made that hasn't had a dramatic change in the prototyping stage. That's what prototyping is for. Your prototype ideas, some of them work out great, some of them don't work out great, and you pivot. You find a new idea and focus on that. We follow the fun. Vonderhaar pointed out that Black Ops 4's Battle Royale mode, Blackout, also changed a lot during the development process. It's normal, Vonderhaar said about how video games can change substantially and significantly in the development process right before it's about to come out. No, I'm just kidding. But Bunting added that Treyarch had a huge ambition for Black Ops 4 when development started. He stressed that the studio was always planning to have Black Ops 4 across all modes being an entirely social experience. Vanderhaar went on to say that Black Ops 4 never had a campaign in the traditional sense. It wasn't a campaign as people usually refer to it anyways, he said. How can you say what happened to this thing that wasn't? What? It was a multiplayer game. The interviewer went on to point out that it's interesting that the prototyping process led to a traditional campaign falling by the wayside the same year the team greenlit a Battle Royale mode for the game. Fans might wonder if the campaign was scaled back so the team could allocate its resources to a Battle Royale mode, a notion that, true or not, or somewhere in between, might rub some the wrong way. Bunting didn't answer the question directly, but said adapting is critical to Treyarch's success. Everything tends to work together for a reason, Bunting said. Internally, we built a culture of adaptation. The most important aspect of game development is getting your money, is being able to adapt. If you can't look at something that you're doing honestly and say, this thing isn't good enough, or this isn't what we want, and we need to make a change, if you can't do that yourself, then you're not adapting. You're not going to evolve in a way that's going to constantly deliver exciting experiences for your fans. That's what he had to say about that. Yeah, so he closed it out with not answering the question, but getting really dramatic and trying to sound like a god.
I feel like just by not answering the question, I mean, he answered the question.
He's like, we totally scrapped it. Look, we know where the money's at. We follow the money.
He knows what he's doing,
I like how they threw in that. We follow the fun. Okay.
During Nintendo's September Direct, the company announced a new... Oh, wait. Sorry.
Yeah, I'll save all that news.
Yeah, sorry. Let's see.
Can bulk it up.
Rockstar Games is selling a Red Dead Redemption 2 blanket, and it's available for purchase right nizzle. The blanket costs $200, and it only ships to U.S. addresses, so sorry foreign folk listening. Rockstar has a few RDR2 themed candles for sale too if you want to create a bit more ambiance when you're playing the game this October.
I need some candles and a blanket for what I'm about to do. I'm about to put this disc inside. Like, I don't understand why a blanket and candles. Like, what?
I don't know. I mean, maybe the blanket because it's like a Western thing,
It's like a quilt.
I don't know about the candles.
And yeah, the candles are a little over the top.
Yeah, that's weird.
I wonder what they smell like.
Yeah, I was about to say, maybe it's like Resident... You know how, like, in Resident Evil, they sold those candles that's supposed to smell like the Resident Evil house, so you, like, feel like you're in the game while you're in VR?
No, I did not know they did this.
Oh, well, they had it. It exists.
How are you supposed to know what it smells like?
I don't know. It's just supposed to smell like old wood or some shit. I don't know. Like,
that smells like blood.
blood.
So, Halo Reach, the last game that Halo creator Bungie made before handing the reins over to 343 Studios, came out 8 years ago. To commemorate the milestone, creative director Marcus Leto, who has since moved on from Bungie, answered fan questions on Twitter about the much-loved game. There are loads of interesting details on Halo's history. You should really read the whole thread, or that's what they said from Game Informer. Some of the key takeaways for me, or for this guy on Game Informer, involve what Leto had to say about what Master Chief looks like under his helmet and how the Halo series is now in a no-win scenario. Leto worked at Bungie at the start of the Halo series. He created the entire Halo universe. Regarding what Master Chief looks like under his helmet, Leto said he looks, quote, heroic, but also kind of brutal, noting that he is bald and has scars covering his face. Quote, we had a very early sketch of John 117 that had basically that had him bald from years of wearing a helmet and scars over most of his exposed skin. Leto said he was heroic, but also kind of brutal at the same time.
I like that.
Yeah, I've always imagined him like not having a face. Like he's Master Chief. He doesn't need a face.
I've always imagined him with like brown hair, like semi-short brown hair, and like I don't know, kind of like Matt Hughes. Like that's kind of what I imagine. I
could see that. Because I know from like the book he was like a redhead as a kid. If he did have hair, I would imagine it red, which bothers me. Nothing against redheads. But all the way, like, I just don't picture Master Chief as a redhead.
Now, after you reading that to me, I'm imagining Vin Diesel all the way.
With red hair.
Or that guy who played Drax in the fucking Guardians of the Galaxy movies.
Oh, dude. I guess that makes sense. That would totally be him.
He would totally work.
But he's too goofy.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, we need, like, someone real. Like, Rupert Grant. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He would make like his like breakout role after Harry Potter.
Yeah. He'd have to get jacked, dude.
Dude, it would be
He'd have to get real jacked.
What if he did that? What if he got super jacked and played like John or Spartan 117 and he used an American accent like in the movie? Like he would become the greatest actor of all time if he did that somehow.
That would be weird as hell, dude. I don't know. I don't know if I could get behind that. He'd have to get real jacked, dude.
We don't even know if Master Chief is jacked. I mean, his suit does most of the shit for him, so he's probably like super atrophied under there. He's like a skinny dude in a giant brick suit.
What if maybe?
You know,
fair point. But still, I feel like he's pretty jacked, dude. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because he's tall as fuck. He's like almost 7 feet tall.
Yao Ming's tall as fuck, but he's not jacked.
True. But Yao Ming isn't. We're not talking about. We're talking about Rupert Grint, bro.
He is pretty short. I guess we could like make him taller. I mean.
Wow. Stilts?
Dude, the magic of drugs. They just start feeding him random drugs. We're gonna experiment
vertically.
Anyways, okay. Whatever that means.
So yeah, guys, if you play Fortnite on the PS4, there's a new celebration pack, which basically gives you free exclusive items that a lot of people probably don't know about on the online. So you can just be flexing on them haters. With a new glider, a pickaxe, and a skydiving trail.
Ooh.
So, totally free. Might as well get it.
Grab it. So, let me see. The video game industry lags behind TV, movies, and music in that the content you own on one platform does not always move with you to the next one, but those days might be coming to an end. The CEO of Rockstar Games' parent company Take-Two Interactive said during a recent presentation that it's just a matter of time before the video game industry more widely adopts cross-platform opportunities. Eventually, I think we will be in a cross-platform world for a lot of titles, Strauss Zelnick said during the Goldman Sachs Communicopia conference. Quote, certainly between console and PC. Zelnick said Microsoft is basically already there, which is presumably a reference to the company's Xbox Play Anywhere system. As part of this, buying a supported game on one platform, Xbox or PC, gets you a copy of it on the other system, with all progress and achievements moving between the two. More widely, Zelnick said he believes the closed system walls must come down, and the emergence of streaming will help. The closed system walls are coming down, and they have to, he said. Streaming is going to accelerate those walls coming down. We're all here for the consumers. If you're going to create rules that don't benefit the consumers, but somehow you think benefit your enterprise, you're mistaken. Sony. Consumers will go elsewhere. You have to pay attention to what the consumer wants. Also, during the presentation, Zelnick spoke about his belief that game streaming will truly take off in the next 1 to 3 years. Companies that operate hyperscale data centers around the world are the best positioned to have success because that global infrastructure will help with latency concerns. He didn't mention any companies by name, but Microsoft has already confirmed it is working on a game streaming service. It has data centers around the world. If streaming takes off, the addressable market for video games expands by a massive measure. Zelnick pointed out that there are around 120 million combined PS4 and Xbox One units in the market today compared to around 2 billion PCs. While the total addressable market would unquestionably increase in its potential size, some people may still prefer consoles or traditional boxes, so Zelnick said he can't say for sure what kind of an impact streaming will have on how much the video game industry stands to expand. But that's a pretty intense, long one. But I like how this guy, I feel like this guy has no ties to Microsoft or Sony, but he's calling out Sony, you know.
Yeah.
This is Red Dead's, parent company guy talking.
It would be nice to be able to buy, Red Dead Redemption on one console and just play it on all my consoles. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's like, why not? Why not? I don't understand why we can't do this, but I guess exclusives. But you could still keep some games exclusive, Like I say, okay, any game that exists that's third party and doesn't have any exclusive rights to one, console or the other, you buy it on one console, you can play it on all of them.
Well, it's just like how, there's like so many Oculus exclusive games, but you can still play other VR games from Steam. You know what I mean? I don't know, man.
We'll see.
Yeah.
All right, what do you got?
Let's see. I forgot to mention this a minute ago when we were talking about Fortnite. They put in the drum gun in the vault, and there is a suppressed scar now.
Nice.
But since that was so short, I'll go ahead and drop one mo on you.
Do it.
Pokemon Go players will soon have the ability to suggest new Pokestops. Developer Niantic has announced it will be rolling out a beta for Pokestop nomination system, but you'll only be able to participate if you live in a specific region. The Pokestop nomination beta will initially only be available in Brazil and South Korea.
What the hell?
I know, right? Maybe they don't have good Pokestops over there, so they're like, we need it.
But see, I at the gym that I run, I want that to be a Pokestop, dude.
Well, it's a beta, so maybe they'll probably roll out a full version eventually. But this is moreover, the feature will be limited to players who've hit the Pokemon Go's level cap 40, further narrowing the list of potential participants. Niantic says the beta will expand to other regions and potentially more trainer levels over time, but the developer accidentally hit a link. But the developer hasn't announced any further details beyond that.
No, that sounds stupid. Why do you gotta be level 40? You know how long that fucking takes?
What level are you?
I think 27.
That's pretty good.
That's not pretty good,
That's
dude.
pretty good.
Not compared to 40. Dude, it takes so fucking long to raise a level in that game. Like, I'm talking like a month at a time.
I know.
It's like, that's some bullshit.
I believe that.
It'll be like 2 years from now before I can, like,
You gotta get
request
one of
it.
those double XP essence things. You know what I mean?
They need to sick a macaque because I want a Pokestop at my gym so I can be a real gym leader. Actually, I want it to be a gym. I want to turn the gym
dude,
into
that
a
would
gym.
make sense. They should make all gyms gyms.
Dude, why not?
That would be
Yeah.
dope.
There's so much foot traffic in that area, too. Anyways, Blizzard has announced a release date for the recently announced Nintendo Switch version of Diablo 3 Eternal Collection. The acclaimed dungeon crawler arrives on Nintendo's hybrid console in North America and Europe on November 2nd, and it retails for $60. And it's available for pre-order now from various retailers and the Switch eShop. Yeah.
Cool. Let's see. Xbox One's backwards compatibility program has listed 2 new additions, including a cult favorite from Double Fine. The 2009 action strategy game with a dose of metal influence, Brutal Legend, is the latest to join the lineup. It's flanked by Greg Hastings' Paintball 2.
My God.
What random-ass games? Like,
Greg Hastings' Paintball, dude. That game was ass.
it was garbage, dude.
It looked pretty, like, for the time.
For the time. Now it looks like ass, and it plays like ass.
It must be ass. But, so we got a little bit of stuff here about Fortnite that I picked up right before I got off work. I saw this going around on Twitter. And also I went and looked up some articles to kind of see what people are saying about it. They're both from within the last 2 days. So Fortnite was mentioned by NBA All-Star player Andre Drummond in his March interview Bleacher Report. The athlete noted that the game took over him, even though he isn't really good at it. Quote, "It took my life over from there," said Drummond, who admitted he was playing Fortnite as he conducted the interview. Team sports players often become the audience for the game as they have plenty of spare time between the matches and travel, yet their hobby may become dangerous for their careers. In May, Boston Red Sox pitcher David Price missed a start against the New York Yankees because his hand was damaged with a carpal tunnel syndrome sustained by playing Fortnite for too long.
Oh my God.
Oh, what a fucking...
Yeah, right.
Bitching, dude.
I'm jacking off too long. Fucking...
Probably playing Fortnite at the same time. But hockey players were advised to remove any mention of the game from their social networks, as according to Sportsnet 590. Some NHL executives expressed their caution about the game becoming the obsession and a distraction from the sportive events. Since January 2018, a total... this was from a different article, but... since January 2018, a total of 200 divorce petitions blaming Fortnite for the split were received by UK-based website Divorce Online. That number equals about 5% of the 4,665 petitions handled since the beginning of this year, according to a Divorce Online spokesperson.
Holy shit, dude.
Fortnite is ruining lives. No,
Fortnite is home wrecking fools, bro.
But see, what it's really doing is
exposing the fakes.
I wouldn't even say that. I say it's exposing the flaws in these relationships. Yeah. This person obviously isn't happy. He wants to play Fortnite so much that you have to divorce him. Obviously, anything else would have filled that void.
I mean, surely... most couples are just like, oh, you play a little Fortnite, that's all good,
But, if that's all you can think about, like you're...
If it gets to that point, there's a problem.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like he would have done the same thing with World of Warcraft. He just happened to play Fortnite,
Yeah. Yeah, maybe he's got an addictive personality like that. Or maybe she just can't handle the fact that... Maybe, he didn't play games before, and she didn't want to date a gamer or something, and he got addicted to Fortnite, There's a lot of things that could be going on,
They grew apart.
They grew apart, yeah. Maybe they grew apart.
Maybe she just... maybe these people aren't angry about the divorce. Maybe it was a long time coming, you know what I'm saying?
I don't know. That's a lot of very specific instances.
Yeah, we just completely undermine all these 200 divorces. I'm just saying, you still can't blame the game for the divorce. You got to blame the person.
Yeah.
You can't be like, Fortnite did this.
Because it could be any game.
I
Like
feel-
you were saying, it could be World of Warcraft, you know?
Yeah, remember whenever everybody was freaking out about people being addicted to World of Warcraft?
Yeah.
Yet those same people, those same old, annoying people, all got addicted to fucking Farmville the day it came out. This is different. This is a different thing altogether. You young children like to kill each other. We just like to feed cows. Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. That's all the news I have that's not Nintendo Direct related, but I have a lot of Nintendo Direct stuff.
Same. Actually, I'm at the Nintendo Direct stuff too, so whenever you're ready.
All right, I'll start it off. During Nintendo's September Direct, the company announced a new Joy-Con controller for Switch.
Oh.
These new Joy-Cons are shaped like NES controllers, and you'll only be able to buy them if you're an online subscriber.
So cool that they're wireless, too.
Yeah, for sure. The new controllers have the same Joy-Con Bluetooth connection, so you'll be able to play wirelessly and charge your controller by connecting them to your Switch, blah, blah, blah. That being said, you can't use the controller while they're plugged into your Switch, so you can't use them in handheld mode. Two controllers, a right and a left Joy-Con, are sold in each box for $60. Shipments of the controllers begin in mid-December.
That's pretty cool. Also, on that same thing, let me see if this is just for the service in general. Today's the 18th when we're recording this. So as of the day that this goes out, the Nintendo online service will be live. So, and now we know a few more details about its classic games library and other perks from this direct. So as previously revealed, while online services have been free on Switch since the console launched in March 2017, you'll need to have a Nintendo Switch online subscription in order to play games such as Splatoon 2 and the upcoming Super Smash Bros. Ultimate against other players online going forward.
And that's starting like today, right?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. As of the day this goes up,
yeah,
that's the rules. So many of these games will receive additional features via the Nintendo Switch Online smartphone app. Splatoon 2 players, for instance, are able to access Splatnet 2 on the app, a service that allows them to view stats, the stage rotation schedule, and order gear to pick up in the game. In addition to online play, a Nintendo Switch Online subscription grants you access to a library of classic NES games, which is the reason they got the controller coming. Nintendo says this lineup will be expanded with new titles on a regular basis, but at launch it will feature 20 classic games, each of which features some form of added online play, which I think is really fucking cool.
Yeah.
The company revealed the first half of the launch lineup back in May, and the full games list is Soccer, Tennis, Donkey Kong, Mario Bros, Super Mario Bros, Balloon Fight, Ice Climber, Dr. Mario, The Legend of Zelda, Super Mario Bros 3, Double Dragon, River City Ransom, Ghosts and Goblins, Tecmo Bowl, Gradius, Pro Wrestling, Excitebike, Yoshi, Ice Hockey, and Baseball.
I wonder what a multiplayer Legend of Zelda experience would be like.
I think it's just going to be... Actually, I don't even... I don't know. That would be insane. Like... Can you imagine, like, Four Swords type situation?
Yeah, dude. Like, on
like
the
classic?
online? Dude, that'd be crazy.
Yeah, and that's all. It's $20 a year, basically.
Yeah,
I know
really
we've mentioned
cheap,
it
really
before.
affordable.
Anyways.
Let's see. A cloud version of Assassin's Creed Odyssey will be released in Japan. The Japanese Nintendo Direct video presentation last week confirmed that a special streaming-only version of the open-world stealthy stabby game will be released on Nintendo's hybrid console in October. As with the previously released cloud version of Resident Evil 7 for Switch, Odyssey will presumably run on cloud servers with only a small download file locally. Unfortunately, I think this is only available in Japan, just like the Resident Evil thing was. But
Always. They just get all the good shit.
They do. It's true.
So,
except for the Red Dead Redemption blankets and candles. Hey yo.
Oh, dude. Yeah, we get that shit. So, so do you have like or do you have like actual descriptions of the games and stuff that they announced?
Not all of them.
Okay, how about you run through because mine at this point is just a list of games that they announced for the Switch.
Let's see if I got stuff that's not games. Although the much requested cloud save system is coming to Switch, there's apparently a pretty big catch. I probably should have read this one earlier.
Yeah.
If you ever stop paying for an online subscription for your Switch, Nintendo won't hold on to your save data, and it will be deleted.
What?
Yes.
The fuck?
Yes.
All right, come on, Nintendo. What does that even mean? That's like literally like holding a gun to someone's head.
Yeah, you better pay.
It's like
it's a really reasonable price though, I guess, but still, damn.
But what if you forget? Like it's a year for $20. So like,
Dude,
what if a year rolls
shit.
around, your card goes invalid or something? Like. And then you lose all of your saves.
That's sad, dude. That could happen easily.
Yeah. What if it's been half a year and you're like, you're like right at the end of Xenoblade or something, and it fucking just you wake up one morning, turn it on, and it's fucking gone.
Oh, dude.
Oh my god, that's so stupid.
That's gonna happen.
No, they're gonna fix that shit because I'm gonna tell them right now they're stupid.
Definitely.
Dumb.
Let's see what else we got. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, this one isn't really a game. Let's see. During the latest Nintendo Direct presentation, it was announced that Mario Tennis Aces will receive an update that includes additional characters and a new co-op challenge mode. The version 2 update is coming September 19th. As for the new characters, Birdo, Shy Guy, Koopa Paratroopa, and Petey Piranha will join the roster of Tennis Aces.
Hell yeah.
Let's see.
Petey Piranha.
Oh yeah, check this out. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate arrives on Nintendo Switch this December, but some fans will have a chance to go hands-on with the highly anticipated fighting game before then. Electronics retailer Best Buy will hold several Super Smash Bros. Ultimate demo events around the U.S. during September and October, allowing attendees to try the mascot brawler out ahead of its release. The demo event will come to 2 different cities every weekend for the next several weeks. The first was hosted at participating Best Buy stores in New York and San Jose this Saturday and Sunday, September 8th through 9th. But
so that was like last weekend.
Yeah, but I mean, several weeks, and I'm sure it's working its way over here. So
better come here. But it's gonna be in like Austin or something.
Yeah, and I think that's all I got. That's not like a game.
Did you get the 3DS games that they announced?
No.
Okay, I didn't either because I didn't really give a fuck. But basically, it was like more Kirby shit. But yeah, let's talk about the Switch announcements. Starting with Luigi's Mansion 3 coming to Switch.
Ooh.
Yeah, that looks nice and crisp.
It does. It does look nice and crisp. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention they announced a new character for Smash Bros. Too. That fucking Isabelle, yeah, from Animal Crossing.
And kind of like pulled a little bait and switch with that,
like the Gears of War thing on us.
Yeah, but see, I knew it. I knew it was gonna happen as soon as they showed Tom Nook. I was like, there's no way they're gonna put both of them in the game and get us hyped like this, or put both of them in Smash. Because at first, whenever she was like, "Who's gonna be mayor?" Because like the villagers off fighting in Smash, I was like, "Fuck!" I was like, "She's gonna become like you're gonna play as Isabelle in the new, Animal Crossing."
Yeah,
but no. She's gone. And then we got Tom Nook just sitting there. He's like, "Oh man, I got a lot of work to do." But it's like, and then, and so basically they announced it, man. And my heart, it just like exploded. They honestly had to like resuscitate me in the gym office when I saw that.
So, are you gonna get it? Is this a day one for you, Animal Crossing?
This is a day before.
I don't even think we've even said it to the people out there that are listening to this. Animal Crossing 2019
Switch.
It's happening.
Sorry if I hyped you up, but I just wanted you to have a little taste of what we had to deal with. I'm
That's
super
really
excited. Dude.
Luigi's Mansion 3 is exciting. This is a lot of exciting stuff.
Nothing's as exciting as Animal Crossing. But and then Katamari Damacy reroll.
Oh my god. I fucking love Katamari Damacy. I've been playing the shit out of it on PlayStation lately. It's on PlayStation Now. They have Katamari Forever.
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
I've been playing the shit out of that one.
See, I want to see what Reroll is like. The only thing that really excites me about it is that it's going to be on the go. You know, like it's going to be on Switch. I can just Katamari anywhere.
Yeah.
And then
I think they had one on Vita, I think.
Did they?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it was the original though, was it?
No, it wasn't Damacy. It wasn't like the OG, you know.
Yeah, and there's like multiplayer.
But they're all kind of the same game, you know.
True.
Let's see. Did you have any other good announcements?
Yeah. So Town, which is like Game Freak's game, like
Game Freak's making a new game.
Yeah, it's weird. It's coming to Switch, and it's weird because it's like in the middle. They're working on the new Pokemon game, right? You know, so it's like, but I guess this was like a little side project. But it's called Town, and it's like this weird JRPG looking game. It's all very cartoony looking, but like it takes place in a town, like an old like fantasy looking town, and like these monsters are invading or something. Like I don't know. It's basically like I expected more Pokemon like situations to be happening, but it doesn't look anything like that.
Weird. So. I kind of want to check that out. I want to see anything that Game Freak's doing other than Pokemon, just to see what they could do. You know what I mean?
Too. I know they made one other game before, but
what was the other game?
I don't remember what it was. That's the thing. I don't think it was very good. But anyways, yeah, that's it. Unless you got something.
Well, they announced all those Final Fantasy games for Switch. Final Fantasy 7, 9, 10, and 12.
And Crystal Chronicles, didn't they? I could have swore. Or was that coming to 3DS? No, that was coming to Switch.
I think so. Yeah, there's a bunch of them. They're putting a lot of the popular Final Fantasy entries onto Switch pretty soon. So
well, like Crystal Chronicles came out on GameCube, and like you had to do like the link cable, or not the link cable, but like you know how you plug like a Game Boy Advance to the GameCube.
Mm-hmm.
You had to have 3 Game Boy Advances to play like multiplayer, but they're like adding an online aspect to it, and like you don't have to obviously.
Oh, that's
do that.
cool. So you can, because nobody had that many fucking GameCubes and Game Boys and link cables, and
so like you'll be able to play co-op Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles, which sounds really dope.
Let's see. The Yoshi game that was announced in 2017 has been renamed to Yoshi's Crafted World.
Yeah,
that's going to be coming out.
They were like, oh, you go through it one way and then you go the other way. Did you see that?
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
We'll see. I like Yoshi games. I don't know what it is about Yoshi games, but I always enjoy them.
I like them too, but I just feel like they're kind of slacking with these. Like, I want them to go back to the Baby Mario. Like let's make a good Yoshi's Island.
That'd be cool. And then they're doing Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe for the Switch. So.
Yeah, and it includes all of new Luigi U for free.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that. All right. I think that's everything. Let me make sure. Yeah, I think that's it.
All right, that's it for the gaming news. Dude.
Hefty amount of news this week.
So much heft.
So much news. So much heft. So heft.
So news. No, this week's releases is what we're about to jump into. So here's where you can find out what new games are coming in the next 7 days. Let's start it off with Capcom Beat 'em Up Bundle coming to Switch, PC, PS4, Xbox One on September 18th for $19.99.
What's that got?
Well, this comprehensive collection includes 7 classic games, each with various multiplayer options, online capabilities, and detailed galleries. Say goodbye to game overs. Adjust your difficulty settings or give yourself more lives to battle through each game in its entirety. Okay. So make it easy. Games included Final Fight, Captain Commando, The King of Dragons, Knights of the Round, and Warriors of Fate, as well as 2 games that were previously unavailable on consoles, Armored Warriors and Battle Circuit.
Oh, they ain't got Marvel vs. Capcom. They're fucking up.
Did they have it? No, they didn't have it. No, these are like the beat 'em ups, like just walking beat 'em ups.
Oh, like okay, yeah.
It's a beat 'em up bundle, dude.
That might be kind of fun then.
Then we got Star Control Origins coming to PC and PS4, Xbox One as well on September 18th for $34.99. Star Control Origins brings back the classic sci-fi epic with an action-adventure RPG experience that puts players in control of Earth's first interstellar starship. With Matthew McConaughey. No, I'm just kidding. And then The Gardens Between. It's coming to PC, PlayStation 4, and Switch on September 20th for $19.99. The Gardens Between is a surreal puzzle adventure that follows best friends, Arena and Frent, as they fall into a mysterious world of beautiful garden islands. The player can traverse back and forwards in time to discover each garden's secrets, and along the way reveal a story about friendship, childhood, and growing up. And then we got Undertale coming to Switch on September 18th for $14.99. A long time ago, two races ruled peacefully over the earth, humans and monsters. One day, a terrible war broke out between the two races. After a long battle, the humans were victorious. They sealed the monsters underground with a magical spell. In the year 21X, a small child scales Mount Ebott. It is said that those who climb the mountain never return. Seeking refuge from the rainy weather, the child enters a cave and discovers an enormous hole. Moving closer to get a better look, the child falls in. Now our story begins.
They make it sound like the story is so deep and epic, but it's just like... it's just like you fall in a hole, and that's how it starts. Like,
yeah, I feel they gotta sell it, dude.
Yeah, for sure.
South Park, The Stick of Truth, is coming to Switch on September 18th for $29.99.
Oh, cool.
Earn your place alongside Stan, Kyle, Kenny, and Cartman, and aid them in a hysterical adventure to save South Park as only fourth graders can. From the creators of South Park, Trey Parker and Matt Stone, comes an epic quest to become cool. You begin as the new kid in town facing a harrowing challenge, making friends. But y'all get the idea on that one. And then we got The Cat and the Coop coming to PS4 and PC on September 25th for free. In The Cat and the Coop, you play the cat of Dr. Mohammad Mossadegh, the first democratically elected prime minister of Iran. During the summer of 1953, the CIA engineered... Oh, it's a coup. My bad. The CIA engineered... I thought it was like a chicken coop. The CIA engineered a coup to bring about his downfall. As a player, you coax Mossadegh back through significant events of his life by knocking objects off shelves, scattering his papers, and scratching him. The game, situated within the traditions of Persian miniature art form and Cold War foreign policy, asks players to consider their connection to Iranian history. The Cat and the Coup is both about the relationship between the Western video game player and Mossadegh, and by extension, the United States and Iran. It lays a foundation for today's critical question. How do the people know when their democracy is threatened? That seems a bit ridiculous, but I like it. I like the idea of, like being a cat for the CIA. Then we got Metal Max Xeno coming to PS4 on September 25th for $59.99. Join Talus, a lone wanderer, as he deploys his faithful tank to take on the harsh wasteland in this RPG of post-apocalyptic proportions. Okay. Then we got Time Spinner coming to PS4, PS Vita.
I thought you said Time Splitters for a
second.
second.
Dude,
I got excited. I was like, oh, shit.
Dude, I want them to put Time Splitters 2 on Switch.
That would be tight.
So this is coming September 25th for $19.99. In the story-driven platformer adventure, Time Spinner, join timekeeper Lunaeus on her... Lunaeus. I'm going to say Lunaeus. Lunaeus on her quest for revenge, using time-bending powers to explore a vast connected world. With her family murdered in front of her and the ancient Time Spinner device destroyed, Lunaeus is suddenly transported into an unknown world, stranded with seemingly no hope of return. Using her power to control time, Lunaeus vows to take her revenge on the evil Latium Empire. But sometimes the course of history isn't quite as black and white as it seems. Control the Time Spinner to bend time to your advantage, evading foes, using them as platforms, and solving puzzles.
Every time I hear like a time manipulation game, I always think of that Prince of Persia game from back in the day.
That or like Chrono Trigger.
Oh yeah.
Especially when it's like RPG. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, hell yeah.
This has been done since day one, guys. We gotta switch it up. Then we got Wizard's Tourney coming to PS4 and PC on September 21st. Couldn't find a price for this game. Wizard's Tourney is a party game for up to 4 players in which different wizards from around the world compete against each other to show who is the most skillful and astute. Test your magical talent as you use all your tricks on your rivals to become the best wizard. Compete against your friends or the CPU in the different trials of the tourney. Each one takes place in a unique environment and introduces its own game mechanics. Choose your favorite wizards and go to the magical Colosseum to start the challenge. Hinder and sabotage the progress of your opponents. Don't let the other wizards catch you off guard and show them who is the greatest wizard of all. And then we got Dakar 18 coming to PS4, Xbox One, and PC on September 25th for $49.99. Based on the world-famous annually rally raid organized by Amori Sport Organization, ASO is South America. Dakar 18 is a simulation. In South America, Dakar 18 is a simulation of the biggest cross-country rally in the world and features a variety of vehicles, including motorcycles, cars, trucks, quads, and XS? What is that?
I don't know. Oh, SXS. Isn't that like snowboarding? No.
You're thinking of SSX.
Tricky. Never mind. Just kidding.
We don't know.
We don't know.
Sorry, all you vehicle lovers.
SXS.
Sounds
like a band name.
Yeah, it does. Players will compete in fierce online multiplayer battles as well as playing offline to harness and grow racing skills. Then we got Xenoblade Chronicles 2 Torna the Golden Country coming to Switch on September 21st for $39.99. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 Torna the Golden Country is a prequel RPG adventure that is available as DLC to Xenoblade Chronicles 2 or as a standalone retail package. Guide a group of legendary warriors on a journey through the tragic history that doomed a kingdom and drove a hero down a dark path 500 years before the events of the Xenoblade Chronicles 2 game. And then we got Valkyria Chronicles 4 coming to PS4, Switch, Xbox One,
so many
and PC.
Chronicles, bro.
It's just so much like anime, but like as video games, JRPGs. Okay, but that's coming September 25th for $59.99. Soldiers, strategists, and commanders, the call has come in to rejoin the fight. Valkyria Chronicles 4 is the 4th mainline chapter in the acclaimed strategy series. The return to a continent ravaged by conflict with a familiar yet refined tactical RPG battle system, a vibrant and evocative art style that portrays a living canvas of watercolors, and a gripping World War II-inspired story full of momentous triumphs, heartbreaking loss, and unexpected hope for the human spirit. Okay, and then we got Punchline coming to PS4, PS Vita, and PC on September 25th for $39.99. A visual novel adventure game from the creators of the Zero Escape trilogy. Punchline tells the story of a pretty normal high school kid named Yuta Iridatsu. The one exception to his unexceptionality, he faints if he sees girls' panties. You never quite notice how frequent panty flashes can be until they ruin your day. He has to not look where it's lights out. When he one day finds himself in the midst of a bus hijacking incident, it actually doesn't say it like that, but I'm just going to do it like that. He meets the famed vigilante crime fighter Strange Juice, and something unexpected happens to Yuta. His soul separates from his body. Hold up. Is this saying he just came? Is this like a metaphor for like he just...
I'm thinking this is probably more literal here.
Well, I get that, but I mean, like, overall, like, the story. It's saying he keeps seeing panties, it's freaking him out. One day, he meets a famed vigilante crime fighter named Strange Juice, and something unexpected happens to him. His soul separates from his body. It sounds like an orgasm.
Okay, the strange juice has come, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Got it, yeah. And I figured it out.
It says... it says his soul separates from his body, stuck in a ghostly incorporeal form, he finds that his penchant for panties has disastrous consequences.
Jesus Christ.
While a ghost form lends itself to panty sightings galore, allowing Yuta to wander unseen, looking up skirts and causing shenanigans. There's a terrible catch. If he sees too many panties, Yuta gets too excited, faints, and somehow causes an asteroid to hit the Earth and destroy all life on the planet. Able to travel back in time to before the destruction of the Earth, Yuta's task is clear. Solve this mystery. What happened to turn Yuta into a ghost? How can he time travel? Why does fainting at the sight of panties cause destruction of the world? Answers must be found right after checking out the panties on that girl over there.
I have so many more questions than the questions they just asked in that little...
This is
summary.
probably the most controversial game of 2018. I'm just going to go ahead and say
this
that.
blows Super Seducer 2 out of the water, dude. Like,
yeah, this seems like almost like you're playing as a kid, as a guy who's like slowly transforming into a serial killer
or a rapist.
That's what I'm saying, though, but destroying the world. Like, I'm just still looking at it metaphorically. He finds out about strange juice. You know, he's like, okay, for some reason, when this voyeurism is going on, strange juice pops up and helps me out. And then all of a sudden, I turn into a ghost because my body is splitting with my soul.
What the fuck? This is so weird. I gotta see this game get played because it's so weird. You know what I mean? Like, I have to know. Like, there's just too much weird shit. Like,
but it's like, are you a bad person for wanting to play this game? That's my thing. It's like, is it wrong that I want to see what this game is about?
I never claimed to be a good person.
I guess you're right. That's true. That's true. We definitely need to figure out what this game is about. I'm just saying. Like,
I just want to know what, like, is the whole point of the game to, like, go through and not be tempted to peek at panties so you can get to the end goal? Like,
that's what I'm saying.
Because if you peek at enough panties, the world's going to end, right? So, like, you have to, like, try to not peek at panties?
No. I'm thinking it's more like Majora's Mask, where, like, you have, like, a certain amount of days. You know, it's
just like
you just gotta avoid all the panties. No, like how you can reach set time.
Looking at panties.
I'm telling you, dude. It sounds like just a legit game.
That is a gem right there. Wow.
Yeah.
What's that? What platforms is that coming?
PS4.
It's coming to PS4.
Yep.
That sounds like something that would only come out on Steam.
On PC,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like...
It's coming to Vita too.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, weird. What's that called again?
It's called Punchline. No, dude, we gotta see it. We gotta know what it is. We'll let everyone else know if they need to play it or not play it.
Probably not.
Don't play it. No, 8-Bit Invaders coming to PS4, PC, and Xbox One on September 21st for $14.99. 8-Bit Invaders is a fast-paced, retro-styled, real-time strategy game. Control the military might of the Galactic Marine Corps or invade with the devastating power of the Cranioids. Cranioids. No matter which side you choose, everything in 8-Bit Invaders is easy to understand for beginners and hardcore gamers alike. Collect resources, build your army, and then crush your opponent. Yeah. Then we got Light Fingers coming to the Switch, September 20th for $19.99. What do skulking thieves do after a night of procuring shady spoils? They gather at a favorite tavern and wager it away on a friendly game of Light Fingers. Played on a magical Clockworks game board, this turn-based multiplayer game has real-time action and devious opportunities for misdirection, all in the pursuit of securing more loot than your opponents. After all, bragging rights for the most deft are the greatest still of all. Okay. That's it for that. That's it for this week's releases. That was a lot of games.
It's a lot of releases, a lot of news, a lot of stuff going on this week.
I'm like running out of voice, dude.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how little voice I have. No, and then so we're gonna jump on over to currently playing. Well, what are you playing?
Man, I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you now. Let's just go ahead and add Firewall 0 Hour to the list of games that I'm perpetually playing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I'm going to be playing that for a long time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Aside from that, I have beaten Spider-Man. I have, like, almost 100%ed Spider-Man. I've got every suit. I've stopped almost every crime. I've fucking did, like, almost all the research centers. I'm beat the shit out of Spider-Man, dude.
Worth?
Pretty worth, yeah. I don't know. I would wait till it goes on sale if I was you, but, you know, like, if you just can't wait, you know, you're not going to be disappointed by any means, you know. The story is real good. Like, about halfway through it picks up, and you're like, oh shit, all these pieces start falling into place. And if you're, like, a big fan of Spider-Man, especially, like, the more recent Spider-Man comics from, like, 2007, 2008 or something, you know, you'll be really into the new game. But yeah, no buts. It's really good. I just wish I had got the deluxe edition so I had the DLC. I'm obsessed with the suits. I'm obsessed with collecting the suits. Like it was so much fun trying to get the suits, and it's fun because you get the new suit and then you start a cutscene. And, you know, whatever suit you're wearing is what he's playing, you know, wearing in that cutscene. I have this one suit that's like a fucking, like a Ghost Rider skull instead of like a head. So he's just like walking around doing all this mundane shit with like a flaming ghost skull. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's a lot of fun.
Sounds like a classic.
It's one of those games that's just fun. Just like plain up fun. You know, there's nothing like really special about it, but it's just a lot of fun. You know what I mean? Like, and the story is really good, you know, so I'll say that. Like, if you're looking for another, like, it's its own story, though. It takes a lot of, like, Spider-Man tropes and changes the timeline a lot, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So you got to think of it as its own, like, universe starting, almost, you know?
Sweet.
But aside from that, I've been playing, I got in on that Blackout beta for Black Ops 4.
Tell us.
It was a lot of fun, man. I got lucky. Like, I was online and some guy was like, I'm giving away the friend codes for Black Ops, first come, first serve. And it was posted like 1 minute ago. So I was like, oh shit. And I managed to get the last code. I got really excited. And so I played that for a while. And it's a lot of fun. If you have played the past Black Ops games, then you'll be in for a lot of fun Easter eggs and stuff. But, yeah, I don't know. It's a lot like PUBG, how they have it set up. Like,
that's what I heard. I heard it's like a good PUBG.
It really is. It's like a more polished PUBG. Like,
that's all I asked. That's all I wanted.
Yeah, it's not like you fall into the ground and suddenly you just lagging through the door and like everything's all like warped and then suddenly it's good. You know what I mean?
It's just good.
It's just good. You know.
And
what
this
I mean?
is a beta too, so it's funny that it's better than PUBG in the beta.
I mean, it has its flaws. Like, I think one big problem is like you die too fast. You know
it's
what I mean?
Call of Duty, though.
But it is, exactly. It's Call of Duty.
They can't take away that part.
You can't take away that part of it. And they have already made slight changes to, like, make it more like a traditional Battle Royale game. Like, instead of your health going back to, like, you know, like, slowly coming back, you got to put on health packs. You know what I mean?
Oh,
so
really?
that's, you know, different.
Is it pretty big? Is it 50 players?
Oh,
or
it's big. The beta I played was 88 players.
Oh, okay, cool.
But I think they did a recent beta that had 100 players.
That's going to be
Xbox,
crazy.
So.
But it is really big. It's like PUBG big?
It's PUBG. It may be a little smaller than the PUBG map. Maybe just a little bit. But I don't know, though. It's hard to say. Because I feel like PUBG's map is huge.
Yeah,
you know what I
mean?
It really is. It's like really big. It's like way bigger than Fortnite's. You know what I mean? And it's bigger than Fortnite's map, and it's smaller than PUBG's map. You know what I mean? But it feels good, you know?
Yeah.
With 88 players, there was maybe a little bit too few players, you know? Like, you'd run into one or two people. But the cool thing about it was, like, the Easter eggs. Like you'd run across, like, the mystery box from zombies just sitting there, and there'd be zombies all around it, you know what I mean? And you could get, like, a wonder weapon out of it, or, you know, just a mystery weapon, you know what I mean?
And you can kill the zombies?
Yeah, you can kill the zombies. I mean, they're really, really tough for some reason. But there's only a few of them usually. But
that's pretty cool.
You can also find monkey bombs laying around and throw them, and the zombies will go fuck with that. You know what I mean? While you hit the mystery box. But there's all kinds of little things like that.
Is there vehicles?
Oh yeah, there's 4-wheelers and trucks and helicopters and all kinds of crazy shit.
Does that feel weird in a Call of Duty game?
No. I mean, the only thing that's a little weird about it is like instead of like hitting right trigger for a gas pedal, you just fucking push forward and like it just
steer
goes
with the control
yeah.
stick. Gas pedal.
But it's pretty cool. I mean, like the 4-wheelers are like insanely fast. But playing with a squad feels really good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a lot of fun. I personally am ready for the zombies from Black Ops. I think it's going to be really good, especially after just like, dicking around and like seeing the mystery box. Like you can already tell they're going to go crazy with the zombies in this one. Like,
I feel like they have to.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's going to be hard to top Black Ops 3's zombies. They did a pretty good job with that, I feel like.
Yeah, for sure. Is that it? That's what you playing?
Yeah, that's all I've been playing. What have you been playing?
So, one of these is not like the other. But we're going to start with Master Chief Collection. I hopped in that. Honestly, I haven't played too much video games this week just because of all the fucking Marvel shit I've been trying to watch every night I get off work. But straight up, dude, it like took me back. Like I had like a fucking like nostalgic flashback, like just playing through the Pillar of Autumn right at the beginning. Like it was like a palpable nostalgia. I don't know how to explain it. Just the way everything looked, the way the story was so dramatic and built up with the amazing music. It's like I miss things like that. I
really like how in the Master Chief Collection you can like switch between the old graphics and the new graphics too.
Oh yeah, no, it's amazing. And that's the thing. It's like I feel like we've reached a point to where we take and I'm pretty I'm pretty to blame for this as well. But I mean like we've reached a point in video games where like we take ourselves we're so self-aware that we can't make just a gritty action game without it having some type of like self-awareness and like humor to it, like to the idea of it. Yeah. And I feel like that's not there in Halo. Halo's like you're like you put The Rock in a video game.
Straight up action game. Yeah. There's no.
It's like watching Predator for the first time.
Yeah, dude. I feel that.
And I mean, I think that nuance is lost a lot, like on almost every game franchise now. Like you
even
don't
like
have
preceding Halo games. Like
yeah, of course. I mean, I feel like Halo 2 was good.
Yeah.
But as soon as everyone claims Halo 3 was like the best, but I disagree. I think Halo 3 was great, but it just wasn't that like. I don't know, that seriousness. Something about it was lost. You start to make fun of like Sergeant Johnson and like instead of him just being like the over the top like, sergeant, like it is like, oh, we got to be self-aware that he's the over the top sergeant.
So they make it,
So they make slide remarks about him and stuff like that. Like I wonder if people are ever going to do that again. I feel like that's something that's like even with Doom 2016, like Doom 2016 was great, but it was so self-aware that it wasn't Doom. Like the whole reason Doom was so, great was because it was like watching Predator.
I don't know, Doom 2016 was pretty gritty.
It was gritty, but it was very self-aware. Like it knew it was a joke. Like it knew the whole time that you're playing Doom. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like I just miss it. Or like Turok. Like think of Turok, the original Turok.
So you want like a more hardcore version of
it. Where it's so outlandish that it's stupid, but you just accept it because it's part of that world.
Like Wolfenstein, but like that one almost is like a running joke too.
That's what I'm saying. Every game is a running joke of itself now. Like especially the older ones. That's how they bring back old games now. They're like, "Oh, we know how to do this. We just bring it back and make fun of it, to the point to where it's not serious." But it's like, I want some of these to be serious. Like, I get that it's fake. I get that it's a joke and over the top.
It's like a B movie. You don't want to watch a B movie where they're like,
where they take it too serious?
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, no, not necessarily. Like, you do want them to be taking it seriously, even though they're shitty actors and shit. You know what I mean? Like, you I don't know.
No, like Get Out or something.
Yeah.
Like Get Out.
Or like Planet Terror. You know what I mean? Like is incredibly stupid, but all of the actors took their role extremely seriously. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, but see, even that I feel like was a joke.
Yeah, that was a bad example.
On Grindhouse, that's like the ultimate joke.
Really bad example. Yeah, I'm sorry.
I get what you're saying though.
But you get what I'm saying. Like,
I'm thinking like B movie as in like or like something.
I watched a movie the other day. Well, never mind. That's also a horrible example. Shit.
Say like Hereditary. Like Hereditary is deadly serious. Not a single part of that movie is a self-aware joke on itself.
No,
It's as blunt and as truthful as possible. You know, sometimes whenever, you know, media or art tries to do that, you end up in the Nickelback realm, but sometimes you end up with Halo. You know, and that's what I want to see. I want to see somebody who can pull another Halo, you know. But anyways, I've been playing that, and I want to get you to play some co-op with me.
Yeah, man, I need to get on there.
We got a legendary it.
I'm down, dude. I think I've got the skills. I think I'm better than I was as a kid, and I feel like we came close, or we did it as a kid. I can't remember. I know we beat the Biller of Autumn on Legendary, but...
Oh, of course. We went way further than that, because we played that game all the way through, like, probably more than, like, 10 times.
Yeah, we really did.
But, anyways, so, and then, so, me and my girlfriend got Just Dance for the Switch. Like, okay.
How's that?
I got addicted to trying to beat like all the little campaign things because there's like different modes. There's like one where you like co-op, like these aliens get stranded and like you have to use your dance juice. Like you basically work out to build up dance power to power their UFO so they can leave the planet. But you got to like go through all these different like, you know, songs and like through the different countries and the different music from the different countries.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it was actually pretty fun. I'm not saying it's a video game, but it was fun as fuck.
I mean, it's a video game.
But like we probably played like because you know, I get really nerdy with my games. I play a lot of like Mass Effect and things like that. That's not so fun for my girlfriend.
Yeah.
So I was like, all right, well, I'll play Just Dance with you. You know, like I'll get into that, and we put a pretty good amount of time into it.
Is it hard? I feel like I'm a really bad dancer, dude. So I don't think I'd be good at it.
To be honest, I feel like I know I'm a really bad dancer, but I feel like I'm learning dance moves from this game. Like really? I feel like because like some of the songs like on the little like campaign Just Dance mode last like it's full 3-minute songs, you know, but like they take you through the motions and then like you eventually end up going back through it playing it on a harder and harder mode before, so you like learn the moves and like it speeds it up.
Oh shit.
Dude, it's pretty cool.
That
I like it.
Sounds cool. Yeah, I can get behind that.
Yeah, Just Dance. No, but anyways, yeah, so but totally own that game now. That's the first time I've ever bought a dance game in my entire life. Besides like that Mario like Dance Dance Revolution. You remember that?
That we bought from that Goodwill shop back in the day?
Yeah, dude. That's
I'll never forget that.
It makes you wonder what happened to all the like rhythm and dance games and stuff.
Dude, I don't know.
I think that's another reason why it felt so like fun. It just reminded me of Guitar Hero. Like just trying to like mimic whatever's happening on screen and like do it on time.
I miss Guitar Hero, man. I wish that little comeback they did would have been a little more successful.
Maybe one day. Yeah. It'll be like Mandarin. Or not Mandarin. That's a language. Isn't it?
I was just going with it. I was like, yeah, Mandarin. Sure. Whatever.
But no, I meant just like some type of other instrument they haven't tried
Mandolin.
yet. Mandolin.
Yeah, that's what you're.
Mandarin. Anyways, but yeah, that's what we've been currently playing. You should post what you're playing in the Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/GameSpeak Podcast. Talk to us there. Anyways, the topic of the show. It's the topic of the show right now.
We're here at the topic.
Oh, finally. So we're going to talk about our favorite movie tie-in games.
Yeah. The games that were made based on movies. Good movies, bad movies, any movies.
But the ones that we like.
The ones that we like. Yeah. The movie could be bad. The game just has to be good, you know?
Yeah, and basically it has to be tied into a movie specifically. Like it can't just be like Batman Arkham because it's based on Batman. It would have had to been like the Dark Knight.
It needs to
games.
be like the sequel to, you know, like an actual film or like the actual based on the film or like somehow it needs to tie to that movie. You know what I mean?
Most def.
So with that being said, How about I kick it off? Because I got a lot of these bad boys.
Kick it.
Well, since I've been playing the Spider-Man game, obviously you got to throw out Spider-Man. All these Spider-Man games.
Or Spider-Man 2 specifically.
Spider-Man and Spider-Man 2 specifically are both very good.
The first one
was kind of groundbreaking to me for original Xbox because
the graphics.
The graphics were wild. You know what I mean? For the time. I mean, obviously they're not crazy now.
It was beautiful though. It was so shiny and
beautiful,
sleek.
Dude. Like it was it really showed off the original Xbox's power for the time. You know what I mean? Like
oh yeah, and
compared
it was fun.
to like previous Spider-Man games, you know. I've always enjoyed a good Spider-Man game.
Oh,
you know what
me too,
I mean?
dude.
Like I really have, you know.
They're always so good. And like you said, Spider-Man, the first one was great. I think it's underrated. Or more like overshadowed by Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
But Spider-Man 2
was good
perfect.
too.
It got down the web slinging like to a science, man. Like I felt like that was the first game that felt that good.
I really feel like the new Spider-Man really emulated a lot from Spider-Man 2.
They would have to.
All the way down to like even like Dr. Octopus being a main factor in the game. You know what I mean?
Really?
Yeah, like it's a lot like Spider-Man 2 in the best possible ways. You know what I mean?
That's what I was saying. Like, I don't think you can go back on that web slinging. Like, how are you going to improve that? I mean, or how are you going to change it? The only thing you can do is improve on it.
Yeah, definitely.
But
it set a new par because up to that point, he's just shooting webs into the air.
To the sky. Yeah,
this time
you had to like actually be near buildings and stuff, and they kind of use that as a mechanic, so you can't go flying out over the fucking the water and stuff.
Yeah. Again, though, that's kind of a testament to the 360's power and the PS3, you know, because it's just something you couldn't pull off previous generations, you know, at least not properly, not like they wanted it to, you know.
Yeah, Spider-Man 2 was on the Xbox, I thought.
Spider-Man 2 was on the Xbox 360, I believe.
Yeah, so it was, because it was on Wii as well, I thought. No, it wasn't on Wii. No, it was GameCube, Xbox, and PS2.
Are you sure about that?
Posy.
Hang on, let me look it up.
They might have. Yeah, no, I'm positive actually.
Here,
yeah,
go ahead and give us another.
My like one of my main ones is Lord of the Rings: The Two Towers, which was also on GameCube, Xbox, and
oh my
PlayStation
god, that
2.
Game was so good, dude.
All of them were.
All the Lord of the Rings games were good. Like, even the Lego Lord of the Rings game was good. Even the Lego Hobbit game was good.
See, the Hobbit though was, or not the Hobbit. Which one was the first one? Fellowship of the Ring. That was the least. Or like that was my least favorite one out of all of them. Oh, did you find out where it's at?
Let me see. Yeah, it came. Oh, you show right. Look at that. PlayStation 2, Xbox, GameCube, Game Boy Advance, Engage.
It should be on the DS, I thought, right?
Came to the PSP.
Damn.
Yeah, it came to the DS.
Yeah, because I knew I had it on
Mac.
DS. I had it on Game Boy Advance as well. I bought that game on like everything. I loved Spider-Man 2.
Dude, it was a good game. I could have swore it was on 360 for some reason. Maybe that's a different Spider-Man game.
You might be thinking of the Shattered Dimensions.
Maybe it's the Amazing Spider-Man 2 that was on 360.
Yeah, that is on there. But that got like a 4 out of 10.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
But yeah, the Lord of the Rings games for sure, dude. Like, especially because they were co-op. Like, like local co-op back in the day. That was the only way, really. But
dude, yeah, that was the bomb, bro. That's the one where you were like on top of the tower during the siege and like you
knocked the bridge or the ladders off.
That was so sweet. And you like upgrading your characters felt dope in that game.
It did.
It was cool because they had like a lot of real RPG mechanics. It felt a lot like that new Diablo game that came out, Diablo 3. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And it puts you through all of the movies. Like, and the cutscenes were really pretty for the time.
Yeah.
Actually, the cutscenes weren't really pretty. It was that they had movie, like, parts from the movie embedded in it. And then, like, like, randomly it would switch back over to the video game. But, like, you got to play through the whole thing. So, I mean...
It was really cool.
They fit a 3-hour movie into that little game, and it was amazing, co-op and everything.
It was a really good game.
What's something else?
Let's see. We have Chronicles of Riddick: Escape from Butcher Bay.
So I've never seen nor played Chronicles of Riddick. I saw the most recent Chronicles or Riddick movie. I don't know what it was called, but
I think it was just called Riddick.
Yeah, whatever just came out, I saw that.
The original Riddick movie was called Pitch Black, and
was it good?
Yeah, it was really good. It was good enough to spawn 2 sequels and 3 video games, or 2 video games. But fucking Escape from Butcher Bay and Assault on Dark Athena, which actually came out like 4 years later than Escape on Butcher Bay, are both prequels to the original Pitch Black movie.
Butcher Bay just sounds so fucking dope. Like, I've never seen these movies, but Pitch Black and Escape from Butcher Bay, like, those titles right there just sound like...
Bro, the game is sick. The whole point of the game is you're Riddick, right? But you're in this maximum security prison that's like basically like space Alcatraz, and you're like fucking you're just surviving in prison, and you're like decide you're gonna escape. So you fucking like, I don't know, you're beating the shit out of prisoners and like sneaking through air vents and like snapping guards' necks and shit. It's a fucking dope game, dude. And it was like, for its time, it was beautiful. I mean, it was like next level graphics. It was like a whole console generation ahead of its time graphics wise, and like it was fully voice acted by Vin Diesel and shit, you know what I mean, who's like the main character in fucking Riddick. And I don't know, it was just well done. It was
That's
just
awesome.
like a really well done game.
Oh yeah, no, like I've only heard great things. So another one for me is Enter the Matrix.
Oh man, that's
GameCube,
a good game.
Xbox, and PS2. Which
that's one that's
play as Ghost and Niobe.
Yeah, it's a bridge between the first and second Matrix movie.
Yeah, and it's really fucking cool.
So good.
Like,
you know, I was I was like looking for material on this subject last night, and I was just kind of surfing through a bunch of like lists and like looking at all kinds of stuff, you know. And I saw this one dude, and I was looking through his list of worst video games based on movies, and this was on his list of worst video games based on movies.
Why? What was his reasoning?
Because you didn't get to play as Neo.
That's such a childish reason.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
Whenever I was a kid, yeah, I was pissed off about that. But then as I got older and realized the quality that was put into that game, and the fact that it was actually just a bridge between the movies, that blows my mind. Like, well, who was doing content like that back then? You know, like
that's what I'm saying, man.
Extended universe type shit.
And plus, like, it was like direct from the Wachowski brothers. This wasn't just some, you know, shit Warner Brothers executives made up to sell games. Like, this was like this is actual extended universe shit that they put work into. And like, I don't know,
just like the Animatrix.
The game is awesome, you know, like the story is really good actually, and like the combat's really fun. It was way ahead of its time. It had a lot of like really unique mechanics that, like, you know, obviously Matrix-y bullet time stuff, you know, but like
that they got down better than like Max Payne. Like, I mean, it's different. Max Payne has a different kind of bullet time. Like this game, like, especially with like the kung fu, you know, like the fighting.
I was just about to
cool.
say the fact that they like focused on the like guns is like a secondary thing almost, you know?
Yeah.
Like you'd shoot your gun until it's out of bullets, and then you'd throw the gun, you know what I mean? That kind of thing. And you're always like, your main button's all focused on a different like thing for your combat, you know? You're fighting like hand to hand. It was so tight.
Yeah, you were
it was
almost
a lot like Sleeping
superhero.
Dogs, but you had like Matrix powers, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, and you could just like run up to a wall and just like fucking like run up it and do a backflip and shit. Now I remember specifically one level that stands out to me. It's a level where you have to take the sniper and hit the tires on the airplanes before they take off.
That was a sweet level, dude. You had to fight through the whole airport to get there in time, and then you have to like shoot the tire.
It was so cool, dude.
And it's cool because you could use the bullet time, you know, and like when you finally hit the shot, it did this like really epic cutscene kind of thing. Like,
oh yeah, dude, man, that makes me miss that game. They need
There's
to
a lot
remaster
of cool levels in that game too, like, you know, and it puts you in like cool Matrix-y situations that you would have wanted to live out as Neo. So you still got to like kind of play into your like Matrix fantasy. Like, there's a level where you're in like a bank type environment, like that, like the infamous Matrix shootout, you know. And there's a level where you're, all like in a factory, in an office building, all kinds of stuff. It's really fun.
Yeah, it's like if you love The Matrix, you got to play Enter the Matrix.
And they did that other game too, The Path of Neo, which it wasn't as good as Enter the Matrix, like combat wise, but it was still pretty decent. It wasn't terrible.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And that was a direct tie-in with like I think the first movie or maybe even the first two movies. But yeah, let's see. Okay. This is one of my favorite movie tie-in games of all time. Star Wars Obi-Wan Adventures.
See, I completely forgot to even mention that. That's a good one.
This one is a pretty direct tie-in to Phantom Menace, I believe, and it was like an original Xbox launch title. And like, what was cool about this game is like you used your right stick to like control the lightsaber. So like you'd slash it, put the stick down and
it's kind of like
slash
Skate.
Downwards. Yeah, exactly.
This is Skate Star Wars.
It was so cool. It felt good once you got into it because you'd like, I don't know, the lightsaber battles were cool, and then you'd fight like droids, and you could chop the droids into little pieces and stuff. It was tight.
It had the slow mo. I remember wanting
the Force
that.
powers were dope in that game.
I remember after playing that game, like no other lightsaber game felt as good to me except for like the Jedi Academy games, and they weren't even, those were like great in the way that they would leave like the lines and everything, you could cut limbs off and stuff, but it still didn't feel right to me ever again. Like no other lightsaber video game mechanic is as good as that one.
Yeah, totally. And like the bouncing bullets back was pretty cool
so
too.
Cool.
That was really good.
And then what about now that we're on Star Wars, the Lego Star Wars games, like the complete saga, dude.
You could go through like
games.
all the Lego games. They had like Lego Indiana Jones and shit, Pirates of the Caribbean Legos, Batman Legos. They did like a lot of different Lego.
And they're so good though.
They
capture the heart of it. And like specifically for me, the Star Wars one, because it had so many Easter eggs and like so many characters, so many cool things, and you can play it all in co-op. And
the Harry Potter one was really good too on the Lego.
See, I need to try that one. I haven't done the Harry Potter one, but
I
bet
that's
so cool.
Another one just to bring up for this topic. Harry Potter games. There's been a lot of good Harry Potter games since the Harry Potter movies came out.
Or at least the first couple.
Yeah,
I don't know how good they are
now.
The
PS1 games were awesome. Man.
Yeah.
You could go around collecting beans and like it was a collectathon, but you had all these different like wand powers too that you had to, it was great. I mean, it was really great.
Yeah, it was. And have you seen that picture that came up recently of like Ron Weasley's face in that game?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
They have one with Hagrid too that's like going around with like a meme.
It's like smushed and like terrifying. It's like anyways. What do you got? Because I brought up the Lego Star Wars.
Okay. GoldenEye.
Dude, good call.
You gotta bring up GoldenEye, and
the world is not enough.
I was about to say the world's not enough because that's one of those that's kind of overlooked a lot of times because GoldenEye was there first, and it was but the world is not enough was a great game in its own right.
It really was.
It had a lot of cool features like you could pick up X-ray glasses while you're in multiplayer and like see through walls and shit. Like it was cool. I don't know. There's a lot of
perks. Yeah.
Yeah. I personally liked them both, and both of them had a great story that followed the fucking movie and expanded on the movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Had a lot of like scenarios that weren't in the movie that they added just for the game. They did a great job. There's actually quite a few good James Bond games too. Now that I think about it, there was like some good ones for some gems for 360. You know what I mean?
There was
the Quantum of Solace game was pretty good. Nightfire, yeah, Nightfire was good
because it had the fucking
Nightfire
hook shot.
Was dope. That was the one on GameCube, huh?
Yeah, do you remember the hook shot though? Like, do you remember using that shit?
Yeah, totally. That shit was tight.
Oh my god, the hook shot, dude. Why do no games? Well,
Fortnite's got a hook shot right now.
Yeah, and I think that one game it was actually where the
Lawbreakers. Oh no,
Just Cause.
Just Cause. Yeah, they got a hook. They do a cool hook shot in Just Cause because you can like link up
connect shit
stuff. Yeah, you can like get like a chain of cars and link it to an airplane and fly off and like drag them across the ground.
That's so awesome.
Let's see. Oh, is it your turn or my turn? I think it's your
I guess
turn.
it's mine. The Warriors.
Oh, I got that one on here too. You got to do the Warriors. That's one that is an instance of the game actually being better than the movie.
Way better than the movie, because I ended up watching the movie because I love the game, and I was like, what is it? Like, I had this whole imagined like idea of what the Warriors was thanks to Rockstar's the Warriors. And
I wish Rockstar would make more licensed games, man.
Please.
Whew.
You know, like,
that was so good.
They could probably do like a lot of good shit.
They really could.
I wouldn't even know it. They should do a Bad Boys game. Like, just go back and do that shit.
That would be just like Grand Theft Auto, though, I feel like.
But they're cops.
It'd be like Sleeping Dogs, but...
True.
You know?
You're right. There's got to be something, or maybe something that...
Grand Theft Auto 6, they should just make it where you were a cop. That would be wild. What if you're like a fucking rogue cop? Or like you're deep undercover or something?
Yeah, I like that. And they could do so much story stuff with that.
They really could.
Like at the end. Or like you switch back and forth between like the undercover cop, and like the criminal who like they become friends and whatnot. And then at the end,
you got to pick which one you want to play as in a showdown to the death.
Yes,
dude, that'd be dope.
Game finished.
Okay, this is one that was really overlooked by a lot of people. Did you play the Mad Max game that came out with the most recent Mad Max movie?
I did not. I heard it's good, though.
Fucking great, dude. It was really good. It had like a blend of like open world Borderlands type exploration mixed with like
Need for Speed,
Batman Arkham Knight like combat and like gunplay, and then like Need for Speed kind of. But it's also got this like, I don't know, this like crazy thing where your vehicle has like grappling hooks on it and shit. So you're like shooting grappling hooks onto like towers and like pulling them down by like driving and burning off and stuff. It's tight.
That's awesome.
It's really fun.
Yeah, I heard it's very focused on the cars, which is like what makes it so different.
It does
from
have a lot to
Shadow
do with
of
the
Mordor.
cars, but it's more than that too, though. You know, like there's a lot to like. It's got a lot of other good things. Like the combat's really good. You know, it's a juicy game.
Yeah. Cool. So, what else you got?
Let's see. King Kong, dude.
Dude, I had
Peter Jackson's King Kong
on fucking GameCube. I had it on my DS.
You had to have it on Xbox because it sucked on a lot of the platforms.
It
like
did. It
DS,
did.
It was terrible.
It was so bad, but it was the first like first person, full first person game that I had on my DS.
Hell yeah, dude.
I remember you have to use the stylus to look around and fucking it was so shitty.
The first person game I had on DS was Metroid Prime.
Yeah, but that wasn't the full game. That was just a demo. Like, they'd never put the full Metroid Prime out for the DS.
They didn't?
No.
They did.
It was like Metroid Prime Hunters or whatever.
Yeah, it wasn't like the full, GameCube Metroid Prime, but it was like, its own little game.
I don't remember what happened with Hunters. I'm almost positive they didn't put the full game out. Because I remember me and you playing the demo for it, but I don't remember it ever coming out as a full game.
Huh, I could have swore they did that. Let's see. Okay. This is one that I feel like is real controversial, and most people probably won't agree with me. But I had so much fun playing this game growing up that I have to talk about it on this list.
I lied. It came out.
Yeah, I was about to say.
My bad.
I figured it came out. But Fight Club. The Fight Club
was pretty good. Just because it was like Mortal Kombat with people.
Exactly. People and you could unlock fucking Fred Durst, the Limp Bizkit singer, as a playable character.
I don't know if that hurts or helps the game.
It can't hurt it. You know what I mean? Like,
unless he beats you in a fight.
Yeah, good point.
That's how you hurt it.
It's like, I don't know. Who doesn't want to beat up Fred Durst as Bob with bitch tits? You know what I mean?
Yes. That game was so random and so good.
It really was.
Like, it's just something that doesn't make sense.
It had very little to do with Fight Club also, aside from the fact that they were the people from Fight Club and they were fighting. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Another good one though, was the Incredible Hulk game that came out.
Oh shit, that was a good one.
It was like it was almost like Spider-Man 2, but you play as the Hulk.
You could jump really high. And
fuck shit up.
Pick up cars. I remember that game.
That's one of those games that I had so much fun with the demo that like I had to get the game. Like it's like you could sit there and replay the demo over and over and over again just because of like it was timed.
Dude,
like,
hell
you
yeah.
just wanted to run around and jump on shit. But yeah, so that was another one.
Let's see. Speaking of superhero games, this is one we talked about last week. X-Men Wolverine Origins.
That game was brutal.
The game was brutal. It was way more brutal than the actual fucking movie.
Until Logan came out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True that.
But Wolverine Origins was
tight, dude. You'd be getting like shot by like a minigun and a helicopter, and you'd like see all your skin like peeling off and shit, to the point where you're just like a fucking walking skeleton, just like killing people. It was tight, dude.
And, like you could just like sever everyone's limbs and shit. That was like the dopest part. I don't know why, but as a kid, I was totally into the idea of severing people's limbs.
That's fucked up,
in
bro.
video games. You know what I mean? Like I was like, okay, this game pisses me off because I can't sever that guy's limbs.
Damn,
you
dog.
know? You never felt that in a game?
I know when we were kids, everybody was obsessed with the fact that you could blow people's heads off in Grand Theft Auto.
That's what I'm saying.
Even though their head would just disappear, and there'd just be like a red mist where they're...
But that shit was so just like unreal. Like I don't know what it is. It's like that drawl, like, you know, it's like whenever you hear about like this terrible video or something on the internet, but you're so tempted to see it. But
I don't really get that temptation much.
You never I never end up watching it.
Talking about like ISIS beheadings and shit. I'm not into that. I've never seen one of those. That's not my kind of thing. You know, I don't want to see any kind of fucked up.
That's what I'm saying. But you can't tell me that you don't wonder. You don't like. I've never personally looked it up, but you hear about these things and you're like, it's so taboo. It's so terrible that it's like I don't want to see that. You know, but in the back of your head, you're like, what does that look like? You know, or what is that like? You're telling me you never have that?
I mean, like, yeah, it's definitely happened. Like 2 girls in 1 cup. You know, I had to
which
see
is
what
probably the most
about.
brutal video that's ever. No, I'm just kidding.
Like, I don't know about brutal. That might not be the operative term.
What would you term 2 girls 1 cup? That would be the most.
It's nasty.
That's nasty. But anyway, so like, that was really cool. You know, just being able to be Wolverine and just slice and dice is all I'm saying.
Yes.
Whether you watch terrible videos on the internet or not.
How do we get to?
I have no idea. But I get a kick out of that.
Yeah.
Anyways, what else you got? What's your number 1? Give me your number 1.
I haven't ranked. I probably
No. I just mean in your heart.
I've probably already given you my number 1.
Go back to it then. Let us know what your number 1 is, because my number 1 is Warriors. The Warriors.
I don't know. Probably Enter the Matrix out of all of these. You know what I mean?
Really?
Yeah. But, you know, I still have a few I haven't even talked about.
Okay.
Like Saw. Like the Saw game.
I wouldn't call them good.
I liked them, dude.
Really?
Yeah, I thought they were great.
It was so annoying. It was so boring. Like, I felt like...
It was no more or less boring than a Saw movie.
No. Saw movies... Well, the first one was great. You know, like, there was a lot of intensity. The problem with the Saw games is, like, once you fuck up, you already know what's going to happen every time you fuck up. So it's like, you get intense for a second, and then it's like, okay, come on. All right, let me get through this. God damn
not
it.
Everybody fucks up as much as you, Jamal. No, I'm just kidding.
Damn.
I'm just playing.
Called out.
I'm just playing.
No, it's true, though.
No, but it I don't know. I had fun with it just because I like a fresh story. You know what I mean?
It was fresh.
And then, of course, this is maybe the contender for a number 1 game for me, is The Punisher.
Holy fuck, I forgot about The Punisher. That was a good game.
So good. It was they even got Thomas Jane to reprise his role as the Punisher for that game.
Which is the only Punisher.
The only
Tom
Punisher.
Jane is the Punisher.
Oh my god, the best.
And everyone's like, oh, he's too young. I'm like, shut up.
Yeah. Go fuck yourself,
Like,
dude.
Tom Jane, man. Like, oh, God. And that game, it did it so right.
Everything about that game was brutal, dude. Like, it was, like, so hardcore for its time. You want to talk about games, like, a minute ago, how you're saying we need games that are just, like, brutal as fuck with, like, no comedic relief, but, like, are
taking it seriously, like Max Payne or something.
Dude, that is the game right there. Punisher is a prime example of what we need more of right there. You know, just a hardcore romp through fucking, I don't know.
Just fucking throwing heads and piranha tanks.
Popping out of coffins and shooting fucking up the funeral of, like, crime bosses and shit. Like,
dude, oh my gosh, it's so cool.
It was hardcore,
so cool.
Dude. That game was great.
Yeah, no, like...
Yeah, but it was very loosely based on the movie. It's hard to even call it a tie-in, but you know, since
it was like a good mix between the Punisher with Tom Jane and like Punisher Warzone that came out. Like it was like right in the middle of that.
It was a really healthy blend of like comic book Punisher and like Tom Jane Punisher.
Agreed. But yeah, so that's it for the topic of the show, guys. If we missed anything that you think was amazing and we totally just skipped over it, let us know. You can also leave it in the comments here on YouTube if you want, and we'll respond there. Brent, take us now to the champion. Actually, bring the champion to us. You decide. You let us know.
I think I'm about to bring the champion to you, Jamal.
Bring him on his golden, or her on her golden champion fucking, what is it called? A chariot? Is that what we're going to use here?
Uh-oh.
What's the thing that you carry someone on? Like over your shoulders?
Like a gurney? No.
No. You know what I'm talking about? Where they're all like walking with the sticks. There's like a stick on each side, and then there's like the chair and like the you know.
Oh, like a throne?
I guess, yeah, but on shoulders, is that what it's just I must say shoulder taxi, like something like that.
Sorry, we have some late contenders here that have just joined the party, so let me just analyze this and see who wins. You go ahead and entertain the people for a second.
So, as I was saying earlier, you know, there's certain things about like just brutal video games that I love, you know, like I would say the Punisher is another one, kind of like, the Wolverine Origins game.
Okay, I found Okay, Chad McClain is going to be our people's champ this week.
Oh, shit, Chad.
What up, Chad? It's so good to hear from you.
It's so good to have you back.
It really is.
In your place as the people's champion.
Chad says to us, he says, what game do you think is Game of the Year material so far? Also, if you could pick any animal as your pet, what animal would you want?
Okay, so first off, I have an Xbox, so slow your roll there, Chad. I don't know what 2018 games are, you know, so other than like, let's see, I played State of Decay 2, that's 2018.
No, I'm just kidding.
That's about it. Yeah, that's about it for Xbox, you know.
Easy Game of the Year is going to be God of War. There's no question in my mind.
Really?
No contender.
I
mean, has Switch put out anything good this year?
No.
You know?
Everything that's been out on Switch has been from 2017.
There is no contender to God of War. I mean, what? Who's going to... Who? Far Cry 5? You know what I mean? Now, if Red Dead Redemption 2 comes out...
But that can't be a contender yet because you haven't played it. He's saying contenders as of now.
No, I'm just saying, like, later in the year. I'm just saying if it comes out... But as of now, God of War is the only contender.
Boy. And,
you know what I mean? In my opinion. Like, everybody's like, oh, Spider-Man Game of the Year. No, hell no, dude. You know what I mean?
Those are just the filthy casuals, dude. No, I'm just kidding.
God of War is so good. It's like on another level. It's like one of the best games I've ever played. You know what I mean?
Damn,
like
your tune has changed. Whenever it first came out, you're like, "Oh, it's pretty good."
No, I wasn't.
You were saying it was great, but people were overhyping it. If I remember,
you remember.
Maybe I'm thinking of someone else.
No, no.
So you're like, no fucking way. I would never.
No, I said that about Spider-Man. And I'll stand by that. It's a little overhyped. Spider-Man was a good game, though.
Maybe so. Maybe it was
But
Spider-Man.
As far as fucking God of War and Horizon Zero Dawn, neither of those games are overhyped. But God of War is even better than Horizon Zero Dawn, and that's
Horizon Zero Dawn's last year, anyways.
Yeah, true. But I'm just saying, as far as like best games I've played recently. But to answer your question, Chad, God of War is definitely the top contender for me.
As for the pet, is this going into fantasy? Is this like, are we just sticking with animals?
Let's stick within the realms of reality. It can be like an exotic animal, like a giraffe or some shit, I guess. But like, no unicorns. Huh?
How do you know they aren't real?
I mean, you know.
No, okay, fine. All right. Well, just see, I've already got the greatest dog in the world, but let's say that I had to choose another animal. I just had to throw that out there because I don't want Farley to listen and get really hurt.
Same. I've got cool cats.
Now, if I didn't have Farley and I couldn't have Farley,
I mean, you could still have Farley and another pet.
No, he could never be mine.
You can have multiple pets.
It's impossible. I live in an apartment. No, okay. All right.
Okay,
so
let's assume you live somewhere that can accommodate any kind of pet.
Oh, dude, this is tough. I honestly think I would get like either a baby hippo that stays a baby at all times, or
dude, hippos are dangerous.
They are, unless they're baby hippos and they're very cute and tiny, and they look cute. And then or an otter. Actually, I take that back. A dolphin. I want a dolphin.
An otter would be cool.
See, yeah, because otters are land and like water, but I think I need like a dolphin just because they're so intelligent. I want to like spend time with the dolphin and see if we can like somehow create a bond and talk to each other in like our weird way. Like I just feel like there's something there. They're almost like aliens living on Earth, and that's why I want to know more.
Hell yeah. I want like a lemur or like a fox.
Ooh, fox would be cool.
I've heard foxes make good pets. I've heard they're like a mix between a cat and a dog.
Cat
dog.
I've heard that there's like 10 foxes. We actually just watched a video the other day. Like there's literally like 10 foxes on the entire planet that are suited to be like in a house because they were domesticated over 6 generations or something like that. They bred out all of the traits of like a fox and went for like the good traits where like the ones that weren't agitated by humans. They wouldn't eat everything in their path and stuff like that. It's really fucking cool because they have like a video of these foxes and like they just chill. Like they'll just come up and like lay down like little lap dogs and like hang out.
That's awesome. I'd love a fucking animal. I like a sloth too. I think that'd be cool.
God, that would
just,
be
like
terrifying.
Hangs around by the ceiling and it's like
that. For some reason,
be terrifying.
Sloths terrify the shit out of me.
Why?
They're fucking Wolverine
They're
claws.
Slow, dude. They're never gonna hurt you.
So they can penetrate your skin slowly with their creepy claws.
No, dude. They're just gonna
covered in
climb
syphilis
on you and be friendly and stuff. You give them a bath, they're not gonna go anywhere. You just put a little water on their head and put some soap.
Put some soap on them? I could see that.
I'm down with the otter thing too, like you were talking about earlier. That'd be cool.
The only problem with otters,
you'd have to have like room for them to build a dam.
That's a beaver.
Oh, sorry. Excuse me. I don't know the difference between otters and beavers.
Pokemon right. No, but like otters are so fucking loud, but they're so cute.
Oh yeah.
They're just like at all times. Yeah.
I can't even make
But yeah, so there's the animals. All of the one that we chose.
There's a lot of animals, man. I could go on all day about this.
Dude, me too. I love animals. Absolutely love them.
I love going to the zoo, man. I just love seeing animals, bro.
Dude, you got to go to this one. It's like a drive-through safari that me and Brittany went to.
Where that?
It's like an hour and a half away, but like you drive through, there's like fucking giraffes and shit. Or I think there was a giraffe. I can't remember if there was a giraffe, but there was kangaroos. Yeah, well, you can pay like an extra $5 and they let you in this room and there's like a baby otter that you can hold and it's just like running around. There's a fucking baby monkey and a raccoon and all the shit, dude. You got to go check it out. It's like $25 total to do all this.
That's so worth.
Oh yeah. Fucking ostriches.
Okay, so moving on to thanks, Chad, for being the people's champ.
Chadwick.
Chadwick. Now we're moving on to listener questions. We have Thomas Shepard.
What up, Thomas?
He says, which Switch game are you more hyped for? Animal Crossing or Luigi's Mansion?
Really? Is this a question, Thomas? Is this a real fucking question? It's Animal Crossing, Thomas.
I actually am more hyped for Luigi's Mansion.
The show's over, guys. No,
we're done. You just turn the camera.
Have you played Animal Crossing, Brent?
Yeah. Not enough.
Which Animal Crossing did you play, Brent? Could you answer me that?
The one on my phone?
Get the fuck out of here. That is not Animal Crossing. In the least bit.
Okay, fair enough. But you gotta understand that I have played Luigi's Mansion.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So
have I.
Therefore, I am more excited about Luigi's Mansion.
It's a garbage game.
It's not
It's
garbage.
not bad. It's a good game. It's actually fun. But whenever you compare it to Animal Crossing, it's a garbage game.
All right, fair enough. Maybe I need to get Animal Crossing, but I don't have any kind of platform to play it on, man.
Dude,
what do you take me for, bro?
One of these days, I'm gonna have to let you borrow it. I'm gonna have to let you get in.
That'd be great. I would love to experience what it's all about.
Yeah, and then you can change that fucking tune, that attitude that you have. No, but anyways.
Let's see. What game? Oh, wait, sorry. This is Alex Castillo.
Castillo.
He says, what game or series has the most replay value to you?
Game or series that has the most replay value? Fuck.
Dude, oddly enough, I can't stop playing that UFC game. The UFC 3. I bought that like forever ago, and I still play it regularly.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
A lot of replay value to it. But I guess that's pretty much any sport that
because you can always replay those.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So, like, I guess a sports game, if you're like a sports fan.
Honestly, like for me, replay, it would either be Borderlands or Halo. I always go back to those games for some reason.
Borderlands is a good one to replay because the guns are always different and stuff.
Yeah, and you can always, it's always a different playthrough, it's always like random, so you could just like grab a different friend and play through it and have a totally different experience,
I go back to Super Hot VR a lot.
Really?
Pretty fun, yeah.
Huh. That's funny. Funny indeed.
What else do I replay periodically?
Donkey Kong Country for the SNES for me, like at least like once a year I'll go back and just beat the first and most of the second game before I'm like, okay, I've done this. All right.
I've played Fallout New Vegas like 4 times. I've played Mass Effect like 4 times.
How can you play Mass Effect 4 fucking times? This game is long as shit.
You gotta beat it, dude, and then you'll want to play it again.
Even though I've already beat it?
Did you already beat it?
No, I'm saying like I'd want to go back and play it again.
Yeah, so you can go pick up the subtle nuances.
Oh, okay. I get what you're saying there. I get what you're saying. Totally spoiling the ending for me. Now I'm going to be watching everything that everyone says with the utmost interest.
I'm just saying. There's, I don't know. It's one of those games that I really just enjoyed a lot, and I played it multiple times because of that.
So.
Anyways.
Yeah, so
thanks, Alex. Jeffrey Lewis says to us, what is the angriest you have ever gotten at a video game?
Fuck. It's really tough to say. Recently, with fucking Mass Effect, I got pretty pissed off multiple times just because the fucking characters, or not your character, but your squad is worthless. But that's not the maddest I've ever been. I feel like I'm not one to blow up, like I don't ever throw a controller or anything, but I think like Mario Party has been pretty frustrating before. One time with actually multiple times with Brent. This fucking Donkey Kong.
I gotta swoop in at the end, bro.
Dude, like, no lie. There was, like, one game where I was just, like, taking the lead the entire time. And we were, like, on our last fucking turn. And somehow Brent got, like, the ghost. And he just came, or got Boo. And he just came and took all my fucking stars. It was the last fucking turn. Like, it's just...
I think I got Boo, like, twice in that turn.
Yeah, you got, like, all mine. And then you got, like, someone else's. It was probably Jay or something. Bullshit. Bullshit. That game pissed me off.
Yeah, that game is terrible when it comes to pissing me off. I'll tell you what, though. The game that's pissed me off the most ever, I'll never forget this, and forever I will hold it against this game. It's that game Thief. But not the old one, like the new one that just came out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was one of the launch titles for Xbox One, I think. But that game pissed me off, dude. I got to like the third level, right? And to start off, this mission is like way longer than all the other missions for some fucking reason. And so I play this fucking single level for like an hour and a half. And I get to the very end of the level and like it just like I just get stuck. And like it just
like
freezes.
Glitched out
it like
something?
glitches and I'm like stuck in the spot. And I can't restart the thing without being at the beginning of the level, and I can't it was like a game breaking glitch, and I was so mad, and I just gave up.
That actually happened to me on Fallout 3 on one of my first playthroughs, where like I didn't have a save for like 2 hours.
Oh, that sucks.
And I was stuck on Rivet City. Actually, that I remember specifically because I took a fucking fork on accident from this old lady and it like auto saved as I ran through the door.
No.
And I was like on the very bottom level of fucking Rivet City.
Oh no.
And so and I had like no health and like no stim packs. And like the entire fucking city is just like attacking me, and I like it took me literally.
There's that
like,
fucking killer robot in Rivet City that'll fuck you up really bad.
And it took me I tried for like a day and I couldn't get out of it. I was like, fuck it, I'm never playing Fallout 3 again. And then like it was like 6 months later or something, I like moved in with Kenny and like I had nothing to do after work, and I like sat down. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get out of Rivet City. And I like put it in. And the first try, I just started jumping, like fucking just took off jumping constantly, and like just got all the way to the top level and got out. And I was like, holy fuck, it was so intense. Like, but anyways, yeah. So that pissed me off a lot. For like, I didn't play Fallout 3 for months because of it.
Oh man, yeah, I've had quite a few experiences like that myself in Fallout.
Yeah, dude, it's such a buggy game, but I still love it though.
Totally.
But yeah, that's it for the questions. Now we're gonna be jumping into this week in gaming history. Brent, why don't you wrap up the show by taking us back?
I'm gonna have to take it way back where the fence is at.
What does a time machine sound like? We need to figure out what that sounds like.
That's what it sounds like when it starts up.
Okay, all right.
And then it powers up. It's like that sounded tight, dude.
And then, so is that like it taking off, or is
that's like it powering up?
That's just humming.
And then whenever it like actually teleports, you just goes. Boom. It's just like a sudden like. Boom.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? And then you're just where you're supposed to be.
Okay, and then it's like
no, there's no power.
There's no power down. We never powered down.
All the power just went into the teleporting.
So no, but I mean, like once we get there, do we just leave it on? Do we leave the keys in the ignition?
No, the machine doesn't come with you. It just teleports you.
Fuck! How do we get back?
You don't.
God damn it! Gatekeeper.
No. So, anyways, this week in gaming history, September 19th, 2000. 2000.
Oh, yeah, I was waiting for that last one.
I just had to make you wait for it.
What console?
PlayStation 1?
Is it Metal Gear Solid?
No.
Is it... Wait, what kind of game is it? Give me that.
It's a...
Give me a genre.
It's an extreme sports game?
Cool Borders?
No, you're on the right track.
Is it SSX?
I mean, not colder. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, Tony Hawk.
Yeah, there you go.
Colder Tony Hawk. Dude.
Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2 to be exact.
Nice. The best. Well, one of the best. 3
One of
is
the
the best.
I really love 2. 3 was great as well. 4 was pretty good too.
It was pretty good. 4 was pretty good, but I think 3 was like peak.
3 was the one that had like Wolverine in it.
Yeah,
shit,
and
right?
Darth Maul.
That was great.
Dude, that was a launch title for the GameCube. That was my first GameCube game.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, dude. That was a good game. And then
I
September
think it was.
16th, 2008, we have Star Wars: The Force Unleashed.
Wow.
So there you go.
I own that game. Never played it.
It's a good game, dude.
Does it hold up today? Like, would I be able to go back and play it?
It doesn't hold up as well because a lot of the draw was the graphics back in the day.
Mm.
But if you're into like God of War style games, then you will enjoy it. I mean, if you like Star Wars and you like God of War, then you will enjoy it. You know what I mean?
Word.
Because it is Star Wars God of War, basically.
It's kind of strange. I'm going to have to check it out. I'm going to have to give that a good old looking.
Good old looking. But
Remember.
anyways.
Yeah, but anyways, remember, you've been listening to GameSpeak Podcast, courtesy of CreateForSanity.com. The show posts for free every Wednesday on all podcast directories. Be sure to submit any questions you want read on the show to GameSpeak Podcast Facebook group at facebook.com/groups/GameSpeak Podcast, or you can check out our video content on YouTube. All you have to do is search Create for Sanity. It's all one word. And if you want to stay up to date with your boys, you can find me on Twitter at the handle Aljaafreh Jamal, and Brent at Brent has 1. That's the number 1. And check out the GameSpeak Podcast Instagram, guys. Until next time, listeners, later.